Welcome to SBI Japan. On this channel we talk about used cars in Japan, and on this channel we give you a lot of information on how to buy used cars and how to buy safe, nice, affordable cars in Japan. And today is a very interesting episode because we'll be comparing two cars. Behind me I have beautiful cars. One of them is actually less than $1,000. One of them less than $1,000 and the other one is around $30,000. So please come with me as we compare the two cars and see what is the difference and why is one expensive and the other one is very cheap. This right here is a PRADO Land Cruiser, and it's a beautiful car. And if you're from the East Africa, you know many politicians and dignitaries love using this car, and they have a reason as to why. You can look at the wheels. The wheels are pretty strong, the wheels are big, the wheels are very good, and the springs are very tight, so that it helps this car maneuver very different terrains. You know, it's a car that is very high, which means it's a very good car when it comes to a difficult terrain. So the wheels are very big for that purpose basically. And you can see, compared to the other car, this car is really raised. It's really raised. This is really good for the Kenyan or African roads because, you know, for us we have speed bumps. Our speed bumps are pretty big, you know, so you need such a car, a raised car, so that you can maneuver those speed bumps in ease. And the body is soft. You can see, man, the body is in great shape. There are no any scratches. You can see at the, for example, on the bonnet, sorry, I forgot to tell you about this. The spaces between the lights and the bonnet is really perfect. It's a very equal distance. There is nothing too far or too wide from each other. That is a very important thing to look at when trying to get a used vehicle. And now, listen to that. That's a perfect door. That is a door that closes completely and it doesn't allow even air to enter the car when you are in the car. So coming inside the car, the basics of the car, the steering, how comfortable is it, you know, when you're driving. This one is pretty comfortable. It looks like it's in a very good condition, as well as the gearbox. This is a huge car. This is a very wide car, and inside is very cozy. You can see the seats. The seats are very comfy. You know, you always have to try this. This is my favorite part of this. Every time, all the videos, this is my favorite part, you know. Woo. It looks fun, but this is a very important thing to do because your car must have very stable seats. I don't know how many times I have to insist this point, but guys, make sure when you're buying a used car, the seats are not moving, you know, the seats are not very shaky, and that will really help you and it will give you the stability that you need when you're driving. And you know, don't forget the basics, just like the windows. You see that? You have to check whether the windows are going up or down, you know. How are the windows functioning on your car? Are they easy to close or lock? You know, before we get out of the car, you have to look at the control panel. Look at this control panel. The display is amazing. There is a screen there that has time and a map, as well as the AC, the radio, and other basics that come with a Land Cruiser like this, as well as the gearbox. The gearbox is situated at the center, but that's not a problem because this is a pretty wide car. And so the gearbox does not even stop you from doing anything you want to do in terms of controlling the car. It does not distract the other person who's seated on the passenger seat. And there's also, of course, a storage here and a coffee mug holder because, you know, most people who drive Prados can afford a coffee in the morning before going to the office. So there's a very dire need to have a coffee holder. You don't just jump down. There is actually a staircase. There is before you step, if you are old, it's okay. You don't have to jump down, or if you are vertically challenged, you don't have to really worry about the height of the car because there is a stair you can step on before stepping down. Most of you might not know, but this is the type of car that they use for those desert tours in Dubai because of how big the legs are, as well as how strong the car is. This car can climb a mountain. This car is really good. And if you look at the things like the muffler, this muffler is actually a little bit rusty, but maybe it's because of the amount of work this car's been doing. Things like desert cruises, I think this is a very, very capable car for such things. It's very easy to look inside, like, you know, a kid can actually walk inside without bending. That's how good this car is, but it's very, very raised, and this is very, very important, especially if you want to drive in a country where the roads are not that smooth or the speed bumps are very heavy. You need such a raised car in order to maneuver those roads. On to our second car. This is actually MARKX 250G. This is a very, very nice car. In Japan, it's actually used by the secret police to catch those people who are overspeeding on the highway, because it's a very, very fast car, but at the same time it can camouflage as just a normal car. Let's look at this car and compare it to our first car. This is a low car compared to the first one. You can see, as you can see, it's a low car but not very low. This car can still run on many roads in Africa. The tires are very, very big. I'm surprised, you know, the tires are almost the same size as the PRADO, because this car is a very fast car, and you know, a fast car needs huge tires so that it can move as fast as it can. And you can see there are no any scratches or any gouges on the tire. That is one of the things you have to consider when buying a second-hand vehicle. The gaps between the light and the bonnet are pretty even, so that shows you that this is a car that has been well maintained. And as you can see on the outside, the body does not really have any scratches. There are no any scratches. Let's go inside and see how it looks like. Oh, that was smooth, man. I like that. Oh man, one more time. Oh yes, man, that door is a very, very smooth door. That shows you that this car has been well maintained. And before I go on the inside, I just want you to go have a look of how the inside looks like. This is almost like a sports car. The speed and how low it is just beautiful to cruise in this car, you know. It's a very fast car, and as I said before, it's actually used by the highway undercover police in Japan because of how fast it is. And it's just a very functional car. There's a lot of leg space right here, you know, when you come in, you know, it doesn't matter whether you are tall or short. Oops. Whoa. There's a lot of there's a lot of leg space in this car, and you can easily feel comfortable in this car. There is an armrest in the middle, but at the same time, this car has a coffee holder, again, just like the PRADO Land Cruiser. People who drive such cars must have a coffee in the morning when going to the office, so there is need for that coffee cup holder, but when you're not having coffee, you can just relax and enjoy the luxurious car that you have. The seats, remember our check? Are you ready? Go. Please, check the seats always. The seats are a very, very important component of any car. These seats are pretty strong. These seats are pretty solid, and when you're in this car, you don't actually feel crammed into a small space. They are wide, they are comfy. I wish I could have these seats in my house, actually. They are so comfy. They are very nice seats. Look at the entire road from a very, very, very relaxed point of view. So this is one thing that I like about this car. It's pretty low, yes, but it is a car that you will really enjoy, and all the other functions are just a plus. Remember, our windows, look at that. Smooth. There's no struggling here. Windows are just perfect. They go in and out, up and down, they close and open. They close and open without any issues. Now let's look at the rest of the car. Listen, if you buy this car, just get a driver, because I think you'll enjoy the ride more than sitting in front, because sitting in the back of this car makes me feel like $1 million already, man. I feel rich, man. I feel so rich just by sitting here, man, because the seats are just very, very warm and comfortable, and they are very, you know, inside it's very, very smooth, and also the roof is so raised very, very well. Despite the fact that this car is a little low, the roof is pretty high, and you won't have any problems sitting in this car. And even getting in and out is actually easier than getting in and out of our previous car, which is the PRADO Land Cruiser. The muffler is quite hidden. I told you, this is almost like a sports car, because you see, the double exhauster, double mufflers. That's something you have to consider when buying a second-hand vehicle. This is not only a fast vehicle, it is a stylish vehicle. This is a status symbol, guys. So if you watch this video to this end, please just type below and tell us, between the two cars, which one do you prefer, or which one do you think is better? Which one do you think is cheaper, and which one do you think is more comfortable? So there you have it, guys. You've seen our two cars today. Have you guessed by now which one is cheaper? And the cheap car is this one. Yeah, this is our cheap car of the day. It is cheap, but I'm telling you, it is one of the most comfortable cars you'll ever find, as well as fast. Looks like a race car, actually. It's a police car in Japan. Like highway patrol, they use this. But you can't compare it to the Beast. I call this one the Beast. Look at the legs. This is just a majestic car. It's a big car for big boys, you know. This is a car that you need. This is a car that you can go and cruise all over Africa. It doesn't matter the roads, you know. You can go and cruise in Dubai. It is very, very strong, and it can go and overcome all the hurdles that you might face on the road. So this is our expensive car and our pick of the day. Thank you for watching.